I've stumbled upon this miraculous place which cannot be encapsulated with this camera. It's like the depth of this cave, the magic of the water pouring, the extent to which this space just continues and expands. This is a ceremonious space. And it has been for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. I can just feel it, I just know it. And I can feel the potency of ceremonies that have been taking place, that have continued within one ancestral stream, which is physically slightly less present than it has been in the past, particularly the ancient past, but energetically it is still here. Truly sovereign beings have been here. Truly sovereign, energetic beings who are in absolute harmony, harmonious consciousness with their surroundings. And I'm like, I have this subtle vision, not so subtle, but like subtle in the fact that it's not visual, but it's just kind of like I feel it. Just golden children. These children exuding this golden, mystical energy. like these golden strands of light just emanating from the absolutely pure children who are already so wise and living in a culture where their wisdom is recognized and cherished and cultivated, where perhaps the elders of these tribes and communities would ask the children for their input for, like, hey, little Billy, even though Billy was not his name, the little Timmy, what visions did you have? What dreams did you have? And that child just knew so deeply what the visions meant and who was giving them to him or her. And it's like there was a conscious awareness that the children were closer to the liminal space between birth and the realms before birth. Even though the cloud of amnesia wasn't as strong back then as it is now, it was still a little bit, the process of embodiment is one that for a long time has cultivated this amnesia, but the veil is thinner for the children, and this was recognized back then. And that is part of this golden, ethereal aura, auric field that I can subtly recollect. And their eyes just like a piercing gaze of pure, absolute wisdom, of self-knowledge. So many children in today's world don't really know who they are. Like, we give them these roles in these prison systems we call schools and pools. and the identity isn't given a place to come into fruition. But here, like fresh out of the womb, they're just like, I am. And I know that I am, and I know who I am and what I am. I know what this body is. And you can see that in their eyes, the way they look with this infinite potency of ancient wisdom, how they carry the ancestral torch, the ancestral flame within their eyes, and it's in their gaze, and you can just see it. I can see it. You can feel it. And there are like animistic paintings all over these walls and ceilings. Like, it's not that they're painted on there, but there's just like this energetic overlay of pure consciousness, of pure symbiotic, harmonious consciousness. And the land, the rock, the waterfall, the trees, this particular space is feeling a lack of that potency, is feeling that there's a different age that we're in, and like the land, the mother spirit that is carried within this land misses the presence of those children, the presence of those communities as a whole, but especially the children. And just the pure kinship that was present in the gatherings that were taking place here, and a kinship that is not limit itself to the blood of the family, which was present and which was strong and tightly knit and just held in such a deep potency of care and navigating emotions and interactions and dynamics and points of contention and tension masterfully, so that the alchemy of human relation was potent and always expansive and abounding, always cultivating the fruition and the abundance of self-actualizing upward spirals of being. And these people were just cultivating this heightening of consciousness. Whereas today's world, we are so many human beings are cultivating the exact antithesis, the degradation of that element of ourselves, and the cultivation of these false pleasures, these fleeting attachments to things that are purely void of life, that are impurely void of life, that are energetically dead. And I can feel the container holding the space here to say, here, like, let that sink into this energy and let us bring life instead. Let us absorb the falsity and replace it with truth. And let truth flow into the earth, flow through this body vessel channel that I currently am embodying on behalf of this ceremonious space, to bring that energy back as a fountain, pouring this energy forth into reality. That it may be felt, that it may be consciously perceived as something which is lasting, which is eternal, which is true, which is real, which is raw, which is present, which is here, which is always flowing and always accessible. Not just here, within ourselves, within our temple bodies. But spaces like this definitely help to amplify and wish to amplify. Like if we are speaking animistically, the spirit here like wants to bring its energy forth into human containers, to share in this ecstasy and this blissful abounding of purity, freedom, sovereignty, light, truth, organic truth. I forget where I was going. This land and its spirits, and the macrocosmic spirits of Father Sky and Mother Earth, whose names are here temporarily instantiated, but carry so many other names. They miss the presence of that kinship, that truly communal, kindred aspect of being. And what I was saying was the kinship is not limited to the bloodstream of the families. It is literally an energetically felt kinship wherein the boundaries between flesh and air and space and rock and tree and forest and plants and all of these different embodiments of consciousness, all of these are more felt, seamlessly interwoven, symbiotically weaving into one another in a way that is more perceptually received and perceived. And this land misses human bodies which are on that level, coming here and celebrating and revering the presence of this animistic stream of light that is here, and it has been here for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, holding this space for us, for everybody. Plants, animals, insects, air, aerial beings, angelic spirits. And the space is being held. But nevertheless, she misses her children. And the children still come. In fact, right before I recorded this, there were these children that came. There was this 2-year-old that just scaled this wall that's like this steep. Went for it. I doubt she knows how to do that out there in that realm, but here she was like, oh, I can do it. And so that consciousness is here, accessible to be embodied. And to the part of myself that is like discouraged, that says like, oh, we live in the Kali Yuga and the consciousness is not quite the same. There's all this fallenness everywhere and people don't have such access to this. Like the potency of this conscious space over here brings it out of people. So it's not like there's anything to truly worry about. Because even if the kinship and the level of consciousness is not quite the same as it used to be. Time itself is illusory, and in a few hundred, a few thousand years, it will come right back. And the truly kindred, ancestrally rooted communities will be back, and they'll feel it. And the energy will still be here. And they will know, just like I know, by just being here and feeling into it. I didn't expect to come talk about this. I didn't expect or ask to have any of this pour through me. Maybe I did ask. Anyway, it's just here, and then it just comes up. So this is just, I guess, a rant on the existence of these nodal points of absolute perfection that still hold within them the absolute harmony between celestial and earthly symbiosis. Rather, within celestial and earthly symbiosis. A node of absolute purity and sanctity. Like there's this waterfall right here, but it's also just emanating energetically, and it's as if there's this gigantic geyser of energy flowing out, and it's like a node that I'm here to remind human beings, like these places still very much exist. They are solid, they are pure, and they are standing amidst the chaos. And just like the cities, and all of these really polluted spaces have these nodes of more inverted, dead, energetic consciousness, like those are just tiny little figments, fragments of dust, just like little parasites that can just be brushed off, brushed away in face of these true nodal points, which are real and will stand in eternity. Whereas all the skyscrapers and all these cities that we have, 200, 300 years, gone. Dust. It's dust. And not like the sacred kind of dust. It's just, there is sanctity to it, but I just wish to remind human beings that all hope is not lost. It's like so far from lost. Reality persists, and all that is false will simply be swallowed up by truth. Like, all falsity be dissolved, all truth simply resound and shine with splendor into eons, into eternity, into truth, into freedom, into love. And it's up to us to remember and to embody that remembering and to carry it with us into the present, into the future, and into the stories that we tell of the past. Remembrance through storytelling, creation of the future through storytelling, the continuous ancestral story, connected with these nodal points of the earth and sky, harmonizing the inherent beauty of human existence, which is our birthright. Thank you. Thank you. I love you. And may you carry these blessings into the world.